Policy Committee. Just before we start, I just mentioned that the proceedings are videoed by our people over the back there, but the video cameras are only on the people in the horseshoe and at the top table if you're presenting. So if you're sitting in the audience and back there, you don't have any worries about being videoed. So before we start, Councillor Philippine would like to bring a obituary to our attention. So we'll do that, Councillor Philippine.
Thank you, Chair, and I just wanted to let the members know here, and this is the only opportunity, instead of waiting for the governing body, of the passing of one of our Pacific leaders within the South, who was also the father of the Pacific People's Advisory Panel Chair, Sina Alopotia Aiono, and also the father of Kenneth Alopotia, who passed away. Council was represented by members of the Pacific Advisory Panel, so Alopotia, Tolefoa, Kirisamasi, Alopotia passed away, and he was laid to rest on Tuesday, and some of our staff from Council represented the Council as a whole. So I really just want to acknowledge his passing. His QSM. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you, Councillor.
Thank you.
We now go to item 1, apologies. Apologies, Mr. Secretary. There's quite a few apologies. The Mayor, Councillor Clow, Councillor Fletcher for absence on Council business, Deputy Mayor Hulse on Council business, is she?
No, she's on annual leave.
Oh, okay, annual leave, okay. Chris McDonald, Councillor Walker for absence, and Councillor Darby and Councillor Lee for lateness. I think they're
Opening of the cycleway.
opening of the cycleway. Yeah. Councillor Philippine.
Chair, depending on the quorum, I've got a funeral this afternoon that I will be attending. So depending on the quorum will obviously depend. The funeral's in Manukau at 12:30.
I think Councillor Philippine is
Well finished.
unless you know something which the other members don't, which I don't know, and the other members, that we're going to be delayed. I don't think we're going to. I don't think it's going to be probably too long.
Chair, I'll move all the agenda items then if you want to.
No, I'll ask you to move the. I'll move the apologies.
Mr. Chair, before you do that, if the meeting is not done by 11 o'clock, I will be leaving by 11 o'clock. We're leaving early, that's all.
Okay, so seconded by Councillor Casey. I'll put that motion. Those in favour?
Aye.
Against? Declare that carried. Thank you. Next item is declarations of interest. There's no declaration of interest being advised.
I do, sorry, 13, the issue around gambling, because I'm with an organisation that hosts gambling machines.
Noted. Yeah. Welcome to Chair. Thank you. So that's noted, Councillor.
And I'll leave the room at that time.
Yeah. So there we go to the confirmation of the minutes of the Regional Strategy and Policy Committee. Confirm the ordinary minutes of the meeting held on Thursday, the 5th of November last, as a true and correct record, seconded by Councillor and I. I'll put that motion. Those in favour? Aye. Against? Declare that carried. Petitions? There are no petitions. We now go to public input, and we have Susan Warren, the Chief Executive of Comet Auckland. Sorry. John McCaffrey from the University of Auckland, Charles Haywood, Leilani Scudder and Jeff Johnston have come along here. Welcome to you. And their purpose is to present the newly launched Auckland Languages Strategy. And this is the second time in 2 days that we've seen Susan, as she was at Councillor Casey's
tātou katoa, ngā rangatira hui nei I tēnei ata. Just thank you for the invitation and the opportunity to present to the councillors of the round table. Ngā mihi nei ki a koutou. I just want to touch on in terms of opening up the kōrero around the saying, tāmaki makaurau, tāmaki here here ngā waka katoa. Tāmaki of 100 lovers, tāmaki where all the waka converge on in this particular area. I just want to refer to people, place and culture. People in identifying the diversity and the different languages and cultures that we have in Tāmaki Makaurau. The place being Tāmaki Makaurau, as mentioned earlier, but importantly, where does iwi mana whenua, where does Māori sit within that mix? This particular Auckland Languages strategy is about the and, where Māori, te reo Māori becomes the basis and the foundation for all languages to grow. We're mindful about the treaty partnership between Māori and the Crown, but we're also mindful about our special relationship and caring for all people in Tāmaki Makaurau. So thank you for the opportunity to present this morning. Tēnā tātou katoa.
Kia ora koutou.
Well, just Glenn might just...
Oh, yes.
E ngā whānau kua tatu mai nei tēnei te mihi kia koutou. Nau mai hara mai ki tēnei porofita. Kia whai haere I tēnei kaupapa. He tika tēnā tāmaki here here waka. Tāmaki ngā iwi katoa. Katoa. Nō reiro kia tēnā, tēnei te mihi kia koutou, kawe mai ngā kōrero. Kawe mai ngā kōrero kia pūpuhi ai, te reo ngā mātua tūpuna, ngā mātua tūpuna katoa. Aha koa nohea. Nō reira tēnei te mihi kia koutou. He tika tēnā e motu hake te reo Māori. Tēnei te mihi kia koutou, rātou ki a rātou tātou e hikoi tonu anu te matatu whenua, tēnei te mihi kia tātou, kia ora mai tātou.
Tēnā koe te rangatira me te mōhiotanga, te aitu e rungi a koe, whakarohia bau, ngā mane te honga tino rangatira o hauraki o tāmaki. I just wanted just to briefly add, and apologies. One of the important elements to the strategy, it's about the and. It's about inclusivity, it's about the and, not the all. We're mindful of, in terms of our collectivities that we have and working together. It's about valuing all languages and for all cultures and people to be them. It's about that identity. And we know in terms of the research about identity and how they can help grow within an individual, within a family, and within a community. Nō reira tēnā tātou katoa.
Kia ora koutou. I'm just going to very, very briefly touch on this. We came and talked to you, we think it must have been April, roundabout, to bring the draft Auckland Languages Strategy to you. And it is now final, and it was launched on Friday. And so we wanted to bring it to you again, and you have copies of the final document with you. And you'll see that it's bilingual, which is an important part of the strategy, because te reo Māori is our national language. So the strategy was developed by people from 25 different organisations. So this is a really collaborative effort. This group here is just part of the group that have been part of shaping it, and you can see from the logos in the front of the strategy or on your screen that there's a huge variety of different language interests, different expertise that has contributed to the strategy over 3 years in order to reach consensus around what's important for languages in Auckland. The vision is for Auckland to be a multilingual society. We're already super diverse. We already have 3 official languages of Aotearoa, English, te reo Māori and New Zealand Sign Language. but actually 80% of Aucklanders only speak one language, English. And that's meaning that we're not getting the benefits of our super diversity for trade, for tourism, for intercultural connection within the city. So the strategy is a first step towards ensuring that we do reap the benefits of the diversity that we have in the city. And I'm not going to go through the detail of the language of the strategy, just to say that we so far have 29 endorsements, again from a large range of language organisations, and we are looking for more. Because endorsements give us a platform to go to central government to say, we think you should take languages more seriously, and we think we need a national languages policy, which is what will then open the way for greater support for languages in Auckland. So what we are asking, and whether it's today or at a later point, is for Auckland Council to make some formal response to the strategy, because that will put us in a better position in talking with government. It's not about asking for funding for anything. It's actually about council being recognised for the things you already do that support languages. Things like having information on your website in multiple languages, having your voting information in multiple languages, and having the cultural events that our city just rejoices in every year that really celebrate our different cultures. So the things that you already do contribute towards the strategy, and the strategy will be a way of you getting greater recognition for those. So the strategy was launched on Friday, and thank you very much, Councillor Wood, for formally launching the strategy. There was an exciting occasion which attracted about 100 people to celebrate with us, to learn more about how languages can be supported in the city. And we got actually a very pleasing amount of media interest in that too. So another way of attracting people to the positive stories that go on in our city. From that event, there are some actions that have been identified, and we're going to be working with our partners to progress those actions, and we'll be reviewing the document annually and tracking how we're going towards the outcomes in the document. So I'm just going to open the floor to others who may want to add to that little very brief summary.
Oh, we can ask maybe any questions from around and from the councillors or members of the committee. But what will happen, we can't obviously make any decisions today, but we will Mr. Kimpton will look at this document and come back to the committee or Councillor Casey's committee sometime in the new year. So, yeah. So are there any, Councillor Philippina?
Chair, just a comment, and I just like the fact that with the layout that we've got Te Reo Māori on the left and obviously English on the right. So yeah, it sort of helps people like myself at least pick up words that are just to help me learn the reo. So, ngā mihi kia koutou katoa. Thank you.
Kia ora. Thank you. It's very deliberate that Te Reo Māori is first and English second each time.
That's why I like the whole concept. Kia ora.
Cooper?
Thank you, and kia ora koutou katoa. I just see in the, I echo those comments from Councillor Philippina as well, because you often look across, oh, that's what that means, right, okay, that's good, I thought so, or I thought so. The other thing is, I really like the part of the strategy is around encouraging language nests in preschool, because I think, I mean, I've got examples of that in my own ward where I pop in from time to time, and just to see those children are bilingual, but also their mothers are coming in It's a Samoan language nest, and it's been going for a long time. But what's also developing out of that is the women are being encouraged to take on more education. They're now qualifying in early childhood. They're getting degrees in education, and so it's actually fostering a climate of education in an area in Massey where that wasn't the common thing for Pacific Island women to do, and it has been led by a very strong Pacific Samoan woman. So I think that's the kind of thing, when we get to children really early and we're encouraging speaking at home, that is the real key here, to hang on to the language before you lose it. But yeah, it's great, and it'll be interesting to see the framework and how this can be delivered by multiple organisations and communities. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, you've got quite a few people have signed up for this. Do you think that it'll be Auckland-wide, or would it just end up just being in certain areas that we'd kind of promote this?
I think it needs to be Auckland-wide. Auckland as a whole is super diverse, so every suburb you look at, there are multiple languages spoken, and there are people supporting languages right across the city. So if we think about our schools and early childhood centres, and also the many community language classes that go on, some of them voluntarily, right across the city. So that actually it is already regional.
No other questions. I'll say thank you for coming in this morning and presenting the strategy. At Councillor Casey's committee yesterday, it was kind of the theme was language, and the issue of what literacy standards across Auckland and numeracy standards across Auckland came up, and it's very sad to hear that 40% of Aucklanders don't have literacy standards that are up to an acceptable level. And it's, when you look at numeracy, it's 50%. That's what the figures are saying, yes. So
They're the same people that vote. Just kidding. Sorry.
no, well, it is. I think it's a very serious situation. So it's something that, as a council, obviously, as Susan says, we're not being asked to put money into this, but it's an advocacy role that we play, and I think there's groups that are working very hard to try and make inroads into this problem and make it for the future, as a better situation for the future. So with that, I'll thank you for coming in, and I'll move that we thank the group, seconded by Councillor Casey. I'll put that motion that we have thanks. Those in favour? Aye.
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 Carried. And I'll say that Mr. Kimpton will look at the... Sorry? And he'll work with Councillor Casey in the first instance for how it's going to be moved forward as far as the council's concerned. Thank you very much for coming in.
Thank you. Kia ora koutou.